my walk with God, that anytime I am learning how to hear his voice and get words of knowledge and prophetic words for other people, there's often a stretch of time in the beginning of going after a new thing where I would hear inaccurately over and over and over again.
Yeah.
While I was learning how to discern his voice.
Big time.
And I don't know what God's reason in that is, but I look back at a 6-month stretch of time where I would pray for people on the streets all the time. I'd go to the gym, I'd be in the store, and I would try to ask God for words for people. And I would test it. I'd say, hey, I felt like I was hearing this, or hey, is your left knee hurting? And there were so many times that it was wrong. And I really feel like that was a season where God was getting rid of the fear of man in me, where it wasn't about my accuracy. It wasn't about getting it right. It was actually about like, are you willing to be a fool for me? Are you willing to risk it anyways? And that was so necessary for my heart. And after I put myself in that position so many times, and I was like, this isn't about the way I look. This isn't about it's not about anything else other than me wanting to love this person and me practicing my relationship with God and how his voice sounds to me. And so after that 6-month season or however long it was, I started getting words of knowledge left and right accurately all of the time, to the point where I didn't even question if it was going to be accurate or not, because it's normal for there to be a time and a season where we don't hear accurately.
And I honestly think that that's God wanting the intimacy and not for us to trust in a formula again. And I think as human beings, we are looking for the formula that allows us to enter into control, so we don't have to trust in relationship when we are not fully convinced of the relationship being trustworthy. And I think we're on this journey all the time of going, God, how trustworthy are you? I've experienced pain, loss, terrible things over here. I don't know how to trust you and also consider those things.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to ask questions and be on this journey of like understanding and unpacking.
Or I'm not willing to get uncomfortable and take a risk. The faith is too scary. I only want to trust in what feels concrete.
Well, there's that need to not make mistakes, because I learned in my household, when you make mistakes, you're punished. Love is withdrawn. And so maybe God's the same as my parents, or maybe God's the same as authority figures in school or church or whatever.